everybody to our energy talk here on Wednesdays, Skype Live. My name is Jona Bryndis, and this is the Sacred Self-Healing Community, part of transCODES community work here on Skype. Free for everybody. Look at my website for the link and how to join this. We have live discussions here. I give brief energy updates, and we discuss how we can translate this into our personal lives, how we can work with these collective energetic weather conditions that I frequently report about. Now, in the forecast, I referred to December as a month of reviewing and refining, and I recommended to take out your vision boards and review them. If you have never done a vision board before, then this might be a really, really good opportunity for you to learn what it's like to actually tune into the future and fortify your goals and your, let's say, the things that you wish to manifest for the next year with like a visualization. This can be, magazine clippings or photos, images that you screenshot on Google. This is just for you, and different from like a life coaching vision board. The recommendation that I am making for you to do this work has nothing to do with accomplishment. So this isn't about trying to accomplish something. This is about helping you to align your inner feelings toward what is really important for you. And the idea is that you tune into what you truly desire. This is much harder than you think it is. Let me ask you guys, while you're here live, what is the first thing that comes up when I talk about a vision board, when I talk about visualizing things for the next year? What is the first thing that comes up for you? Give us a few examples. It's not about the detail, like what kind of projects or plans come to mind? What is the first thing you think about when I say, let's do a vision board for next year? What was the first thing that came to mind?
Well, the first thing that came to mind for me, Jona, was what I have now is like kind of how my life is now and what I have. And I was kind of sitting here looking at my Christmas tree thinking, oh, it's so cozy. I'm going to take a photograph of the Christmas tree and put it in my vision board.
Okay. That's a beautiful answer, Abby, because really what you're telling me is that you love what you have, and it's not so much the owning, having, getting of it, it is the feeling of it. So what I hear you say is you would love to have Christmas all year round next year. Yeah, that cozy, homey, maybe safe feeling. Okay. Yeah. So that is something totally appropriate. Yeah. Even though if you would take it literal, your mind says, well, you can't have Christmas every day. It's not about that. It's not the kind of Christmas that maybe a 9-year-old, my son, would imagine I want to have gifts every day. It's about the feeling. Yeah, so that's wonderful. That's actually a very good way to remind yourself, of the intention behind it. Yeah, you want this feeling for the next year. Yeah, and obviously it's then a matter of creativity, to create that at different times of the year. Yeah, so usually I don't know about you, but I'm quite happy to get rid of all the Christmas stuff in January. I usually leave my lights up because I really like the lights, but I take all the, sort of the Santa stuff and so forth away and make space for some more spring-related themes. So maybe it's the fact that, you allowed yourself to to do this or to have this symbol of coziness and so forth with the Christmas tree. It's a symbol for something. Yeah, and that would be right in line with what I mean when I talk about vision. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not referring to how you want to see it. Yeah, so you don't necessarily want to keep the Christmas tree in your living room all year. That's not how I understood it. Yeah, but maybe come up with creative ways to fill that space where the Christmas tree is with something that represents, maybe the different seasons or the different themes, yeah, of the month. There's nothing wrong, guys, with going with the rhythms and the themes, yeah, of these cycles that our planet, that our nature goes through. On the contrary, for a conscious energy manager, that's actually very, very smart. Why? Because when you tune into the rhythms and cycles that are already there, yeah, they are in the 3D, they are in nature, they're going on. There is no denying this. Okay, you are basically going with it. Yeah, you are moving into that which is already truth, which is already there, and therefore you will be supported. It's like backwind. Now, if you try to do Christmas and March when everybody is kind of going toward Easter, yeah, and the spring themes and the bright colors and so forth, then you would go, sort of against it, and you would have much more resistance, yeah, even in yourself, yeah, to manifest it. So uh, go with the themes, and wonderful idea, yeah, to take a picture of your Christmas tree as a symbol for the feeling of coziness and safety and everything else that it stands for you. What else? What else came up for you when I said make a vision board of the things that you want to have in your life next year? And again, it's not about accomplishing. It's not about achieving, getting, having, owning. So what is the feeling that you would like to encapsulate? Yeah, and if you are going through a hard time right now, you may not want to take a picture of where you're at right now. You may want to take a sort of a mental picture of a time when you were in a better state, when you were motivated, upbeat, or when something really positive happened in your life. Yeah, a picture of yourself maybe at a certain time in your life where you represented all that you want to feel, all that you want to experience. So it's about the feeling. What else comes up?
Hi, Yona, it's me again. I would want something that, some kind of visual that represented like sharpness and clarity. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I was just trying to like think of an image that might do that, but that's something that's super in focus, like to have that feeling of
Okay.
clarity and focus. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's many different ways to depict that, because a vision board is actually something tangible. It is something that you want to be able to print out, to put on your fridge, or some of you are very artistically inclined. You can create a piece of art, yeah, from it. But it should be something tangible. In this case, when it's about clarity and focus, Abby, you could even write the word focus. Yeah, you could write the word focus. And actually, I'm going to talk about this here in a moment, because there's something very important about these kind of, well, I want to call them command words. Yeah, like words that send something to our subconscious that remind us of something that we want to do. So I reckon that the reason why you would like to depict something that has to do with clarity and focus is because maybe sometimes you feel that that is the core of your issues at times, where you lose your clarity, where you lose your focus. Is that right? Yeah. Is the reason why you
Yeah.
want that is to have more of that. Yeah, more of that. So
yeah, it's kind of like a homing in. Like sometimes I feel woolly, like things feel woolly. There's like different things going on, like about
right.
kind of prioritizing what really is important and that kind of thing.
So we all can relate to this. Yeah. And the word focus and the word clarity, those are both good words. Yeah, they are nouns, but they also remind you of doing something. Okay, so clarity, focus, those are actually things that I would put in as a word into my vision board. Yeah, because they have something to do with your mind needing to redirect. Yeah, so when things go willy, when you get, sort of discombobulated, when you lose track of what it is that you truly want, you need something in your, that redirects your mind. And one of the fastest way to redirect our minds is through a word. Yeah, we all do this unconsciously. Yeah, when we talk to ourselves. The only problem with talking to ourselves is that most of us have lots of automatic negative inner self-talk. So if you believe it or not, we feed ourselves with, negative commands. Oh, dang it. Why didn't I do this? Oh, I should have done this. Oh man, you're so bad. Da da da. Those are all negative commands. We're like sort of reinforcing what we didn't do, or reinforce the mistake that we did, or what we missed out on. So in those moments, the fastest way to redirect our attention, is, to tell ourselves focus, focus. And then the content on what you want to focus on, well, that should be in pictures, in feelings. Yeah. So my creativity, Abby, immediately creates a picture in my mind that has focus in the middle, really big, maybe even with a sort of a cutout somehow, like really sticking out, and then having all these pictures, that represent certain feelings that I want to feel in the background. Basically, every time I look at my vision board, I get this command: focus on the things that are really important for you. And I'm going to talk about the technique behind this here in a moment. But can you follow me? Do that. Focus is wonderful. Clarity is wonderful. So there's a difference between the content of what it is that we want to visualize, and then there is the way how we do this. And in this case, Abby, with both your impulses that you received, the Christmas tree as a feeling, and the desire to at times, remind yourself to focus on what's really important for you. Those are two wonderful elements that should be in every vision board. What else? By the way, my vision board has 3 words on there: truth, freedom, and love. And those of you who follow me, here for a longer time, you know why. Because these are the pillars, of our sacred heart, of our higher consciousness. Without truth, we cannot really become our sort of conscious self. Without the freedom to choose, we cannot really walk that way. And without love, wanting to be a conscious self doesn't make any sense. The more conscious you become, the more you realize how you interact with others, and how your attitude toward others and the world, the attitude with which you walk the way, determines what you manifest in your life. And so when I write love, obviously I'm not talking about the romantic, sentimental love, but I'm talking about the attitude toward life, the attitude toward, whatever it is that I'm interacting with. Yeah, to remind myself to come from a place of love. Yeah, to claim the freedom to choose and to stay truthful with myself and others. Yeah, these are the three pillars of living a conscious life. And that's why I remind myself of those every day. What else? What else could be in our vision board, guys? What could help us, yeah, to remind ourselves of the things that we truly desire, that we are going for, that we are aiming at, that help us to grow, that help us, yeah, to pull through with some of the plans or some of the intentions that we have. I don't want you to come up with a bunch of things that you want to do, like New Year's resolutions. I want you to come up with, the realism of understanding what is needed, yeah, to accomplish or to, follow through with your intentions. I want you to use your vision board as a tool throughout the year to bring you back to what you can come up with when you go within, when you think about what it is that you are really aiming for, yeah, regardless of the outer conditions. So that you have something like a snapshot, yeah, that can help you, okay, to remember. What else could be in our vision board to serve us in this way? Go ahead, sorry.
Hi, Jona. Yeah, actually, my initial reaction was default life coach vision board approach. But as you've explained this, it's, for me, I'd rather say a feeling board. Because
Okay.
the feeling, you know what I mean? My
Mhm.
engineering mind wants to go and solve the vision of how the hell it's going to draw the picture that I would put on. It's like, no, you're missing the plot. You know what I mean? And that separation is I resonate with the feeling board,
But
the
it can
trilogy.
also have a
But
final vision in there. Some
yeah,
of
yeah,
final visions are sometimes like way out. That we know that we cannot accomplish it, like say within a year. But if you have a larger vision and have a something like an ideal, yeah, like right now when I think of engineering, the first thing that comes up is a house, for example. Let's say I have my dream house. Yeah, this may not apply to you right now, but just so that we can follow this. And it's not time yet. I know this is not something that I will do next year, but I want to remind myself that there is a goal behind the goal. There's a target, yeah, behind all this. Next year, I want to do something else, maybe like bring myself into the best condition to do this, yeah, or save up some money, or find the right spot where I can put this dream house. So it's okay to have, like that engineering mind and say, this is the ideal. I always have that in my vision board. And these ideals, they change over time. So those of you that have done vision boards in the past, you may just want to update it every year. Yeah. So I have buildings in my vision board, yeah, that looked, in a certain way because they served as a placeholder. Yeah. So the vision wasn't fully developed yet, but I took something that already existed and said something like that. If I go back to my vision board now, I have to review it a little bit because some of the parameters have changed. So it's okay to use that engineering mind as well. Matthew, try to combine them. Yeah.
yeah. As you've described it, it's that's what resonates with me now, not the finer detail.
Okay.
It's you know what I mean. So now it's not how you're going to achieve it in my vision board for a. It's exactly how you described it. There's a farm, there's a house, there's a
Mhm,
hill,
mhm.
there's a
Yeah.
sunrise. You know what I mean? The detail I'll fill it in, and life will guide me there. You know what I mean? But it's that sort of level of visioning. You know what I mean? Past the detail of the specialness of the space, because the space will show up. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm having existing big shift that I had a while back. You know, not how I'm going to achieve it, just stay with the feeling, and suddenly it just, the things I never thought of, you know what I mean, just show up and open doors.
I'll tell you right in a few moments why this is important. Here's what you could do. You could picture like maybe a window in your kitchen that looks at something. Yeah. So instead of looking at it from the outside in, take it from the inside out. What do you want to look at? What is the landscape that you want to look at when you look out of your kitchen window? Because that has kind of both in them. Like if I thought about this in my vision board and I looked at it and it has a building in there, but then I have a lot of pictures of like smaller parts of the house, certain spaces in the house, yeah, and the setting of it, yeah, the setting and the feeling of it, yeah. So it's not important that we have this sort of, okay, here's the drawing of what the house will look like. That's not important. That is the outside in perspective. And when we get closer maybe to planning something like a house, yeah, so yeah, maybe one day you will design a house, yeah, that you will build yourself or have somebody build. Yeah, then you do need to have that. Yeah, if you go to a builder and say, I want a dream house, and they're like, okay, so how do you want it? And you start trying to describe it by the feeling, they won't be able to know what to do. Okay, so at some point in our manifestation process, we have to go into the detail. Yeah? But sometimes it's also a possibility to just pick from pre-existing things and say, I want something like this, like this, like this. Okay, so a good builder hopefully is able to tune into this. Yeah, the inside out perspective might help you. Yeah, where you much more tuning into the inside feeling. Yeah, when you have it already. So the whole point of a vision board, guys, is to produce something tangible that basically assumes that you've already accomplished or that you're already there where you want to be. Yeah. So you are projecting yourself into the future, into a future that has all that you want. And you've heard me explain this many times in the manifestation process, that if you keep thinking about what you don't have, yeah, or what you no longer want to have, then you will inadvertently manifest what you don't want. So you have to really discipline your mind to work with a projection of exactly how you want it to feel like, how you want it to be like. It doesn't have to be a detailed drawing of it. It's more so about what you really want to feel, not what you don't want to feel anymore. Too many people approach their manifestation process with, oh, I don't want to have all the money problems anymore. Oh, I don't want to have health issues anymore. I don't want to have this and this and this anymore. This is not a vision, guys. That is something that you are experiencing right now. Yeah, and a lot of times, and this is even worse, that you may have experienced in the past, where when you say to yourself, oh, I don't want this anymore, oh, I don't want to feel this way anymore, where you are actually referring to the past. So in my observation, 80% of people hold that which they've experienced in the past in their mind when they're trying to manifest something in the future. It's a really, really big mistake. Okay, so that one you're going to have to flip over. You're going to have to discipline yourself in your own wording and in your own commanding of yourself to no longer use any negations. You have to work with how you want it, how you want it to feel like, how you want it to look like, how you want it to be like. This is very, very important. And the vision board can help us with it because it can remind us of it. Now, let's have a little bit, go a little bit deeper into manifestation. Okay, so there's the different levels on which we can manifest. There is the physical manifestation of something, yeah, sort of the, oh, I want to have more money, I want to have a boyfriend, I want to have this and this in my life. That's all physical stuff. And then there's a higher vibratory manifestation. I want to feel happy. I want to feel more purpose. I want to feel needed. I want to feel meaning in life. Yeah, I want to have inner peace. I want to feel fulfilled. Yeah, those are immaterial goals. Immaterial goals are higher vibratory goals. Yeah, because they have something to do with the feeling. So if your goals are primarily immaterial of nature, you need to use the right tools, yeah, different tools to manifest them than if you want a car. Yeah, that's a whole different ball game. Two different kinds of goals, two different kinds of approaches. Yeah. Now, I will say though that if you really hone in on the love for something, let's say, ever since you were a little boy, you wanted to have a Ferrari, okay? And you have this like really strong love for the red Ferrari or the red Corvette or whatever, okay? And you can really feel that this is sort of a passion of yours. You feel this as a passion. Then that passion can work as a drive. It can work as a drive, yeah, to guide you to it. However, when it comes to immaterial, yeah, these higher vibratory goals, love, peace, fulfillment, purpose, meaning, that passion can also work against you, that drive, because that drive can, and this is often what happens in our life, work against us because we push too hard into this. Can I use my passion to make you love me? Can I use my drive, okay, to feel more inner peace? No, it's the wrong tool. So that drive that comes from our second and third chakra, okay, is very good for some material things. Yeah, they have to be somewhat aligned to us. So if I, have barely any money to get by, and I want to become a billionaire, okay, then that's a bit out of alignment, okay? So there's many different steps, yeah? When I barely have money to get by, it's very hard for me to imagine what it's like, to have extra money on the bank, or have money that I can give away or invest. Okay, so I need to gradually, yeah, work my way up there so that I can hold that much of abundance. This is also something that many people don't understand. Yeah, that wealth, yeah, financial wealth is something that you need to train. Yeah, that's why winning the lottery, yeah, is not a solution, because for most people, they don't have the mindset and the ability to handle that much money, and therefore, typically, statistically spoken, lose it within 5 years. From an energetic point of view, winning the lottery, guys, is the worst thing that can happen, because we've done this research, and Dr. Hawkins has published that everybody who wins in the lottery ends up with a lower consciousness level than before winning the lottery. So this is actually not something we want to hope for. Unless you already are a billionaire, your chances are much higher of winning the lottery. It's one of these unjust things in life that we often fail to fully understand. So the reason why it's much easier for people who already have a lot of money to make more money is because they actually can't imagine it. Yeah, for someone who barely scrapes, with their money, it's so much harder, and you can't really use all your inner tools, yeah, to manifest this, because there is a blank there. You coming from a place of lack. Yeah, you coming from a place of no longer wanting to have issues with money. And that's why this doesn't work. This is just on a sideline here, a little explainer of why, the immaterial things that we are seeking, we need to build the capacity to hold them. Yeah, so if you have never had a relationship, for example, and you wish sort of this sort of soulmate relationship, okay, there are many different skills that you haven't really been able to build. You have to build the capacity to have such a relationship. Yeah, this does not come overnight. Twin soul or not. Okay, these concepts are all concepts that can mislead us into thinking, like a shortcut or lottery when, that if we do some magic, okay, we can just poof, the dream partner into our lives. It's not how this works, guys. Yeah, so when it comes to relationships, it's important to understand that our friendships, yeah, all these everyday interactions and the intimacy and the willingness to be vulnerable, yeah, the pillars, yeah, of deep relationships, that is practiced in our friendships, that is practiced in, our everyday interactions with people. Yeah, so if you wish for a dream partner, yeah, for a dream partnership with someone, I would say then put, new groups of people, make yourself more sociable, work deeper, work, with more people and allow yourself to practice the skills that are needed, yeah, to have deeper relationships, work on your inner connection, yeah, connect with your true self, cultivate that relationship with your true self and then later with your soul self, because those are all things that prepare you, yeah, that increase your capacity to hold those deeper kinds of relationships in your life. Same with health, okay? If we come from a place of, pain, yeah, and physical inadequacies or physical restrictions, and we wish more health, we got to be very, very careful with not energizing the pain that we're having right now. Yeah. So when it comes to, really wanting to live a healthier life, again, then we have to cultivate all these things that make it possible for ourselves to be doing this. Yeah, and one of the major things here about health is that your body is designed to heal itself on a biological level. Your body knows exactly what it's doing, and most of the the diseases or the disorders or the pains that we have in our life that come from us somehow not creating the right conditions for our body to do that. Yeah, sometimes even certain interventions such as taking medication and so forth can actually inhibit our body to heal. All right, it may alleviate or take away the symptom that you're suffering from, but it doesn't actually allow your body to heal. So when it comes to manifesting these higher vibratory goals in life, yeah, like love, health, peace, abundance, we also need to make sure that we're creating the right conditions for it. And those conditions, we're going to discuss this in our Sacred Self-Healing Workshop tomorrow in part 2 of Mastering Our Energetic Conditions and Environment. They have to align to our goals. So all of you coming to the workshop tomorrow, prepare with your vision board, or at least the beginnings of your vision board, because in order to decide what the right conditions are, yeah, what the right terrain is for your manifestation goals to actually come into reality, that we need to know what it is, or you need to know what it is that you want. Yeah. I would like to talk to you guys just real quick why that is that we all have these issues with envisioning the future and manifesting the right things into our lives. And this is actually the theme or the core here of this energy talk, and why I wanted to talk about visions. Everything that exists in this world, guys, everything that exists exists in your life. Yeah, existed in consciousness before. Yeah, just like how we try to reverse engineer this with our vision board. Okay, even if you're not aware of it, everything that exists, yeah, every idea, every business, every relationship, yeah, every, even every house, yeah, existed in consciousness or in the mind of a conscious person or entity before it could manifest. Let me repeat this. Everything that exists, had to exist in the consciousness, yeah, in the mind of something or somebody before it could manifest. So if you internalize that, what that means, that yes, you need to first conceive it in your mind and in your consciousness so that it can become reality. The question is, who owns what we conceive? Who owns our mind? Who drives this bus? Who runs the show? 90% of what we're thinking throughout the day is repetitive thoughts. The same thought over and over and over again. Well, if 90% of what you and I are thinking about all day long is the same thing, wouldn't you want to know what that is? 90% is a big number, guys. So if what you are holding in mind is not aware to you, then that can be a little bit of a problem with manifesting. Because you have to hold that which you want to manifest in mind. It is the reason why I said to Abby earlier that having a vision board, yeah, not only to, remind you of your goals, but also to put in certain command words into your vision board makes sense. Because the tendency of our mind is to get distracted, is to get overwhelmed, is to get, well, hitchhiked. Hijacked. By what? Daily news, current events, catastrophes over there, disasters over there, potential fears of the future over there. Constantly pour in and often also get spoon-fed into our mind, distracting us from what it is that we want to hold in mind. What do you want to hold in mind? Feel into this here for a moment. If you know that that which you hold in mind is what you manifest in the future, what do you choose to hold in mind? At the end of the day, it's a numbers game, guys. If you hold in mind your pain, if you hold in mind your lack, if you hold in mind your flaws, your inadequacies, your guilt, your shame, your anger, what do you think you're going to manifest? You're going to manifest more of that. So it's a good idea, yeah, to work with tools such as, command words, mantras, prayers. Yeah, this is one of the purposes of prayers, to redirect what you hold in mind. And I'm not even talking mindfulness, but if you put mindfulness techniques such as meditation, contemplation, energy work, and all these things that we've learned to love, yeah, to help us, yeah, to tune down the volume of that inner chatter, that monkey mind, yeah, that distracted 90% looping mind, okay? Yeah, these tools that help us to reduce the noise and redirect our mind to what it truly is that we want to hold in mind, then you can go out there and consciously manifest. So let me repeat this again. There's 2 steps that are needed for you to manifest, especially your higher vibratory goals, such as love and happiness and wealth and health and abundance. And that is the ability to focus. And secondly, the ability to tune out all the things that hinder you to focus. The ability to focus, and secondly, the ability to tune out all that hinders you to focus. Now, can we prevent us 100% from getting distracted? Of course we can't prevent this. Yeah, we have relationships, we have jobs, we have weather, we have pets, we have kids, we have all these things in life, yeah, that come with all these different curveballs and challenges every day. Of course, we get distracted from our manifestation goals, yeah, but if you can manage, yeah, to establish a routine in which you, maybe at certain times of the day or in certain situations, yeah, when you're driving your car, turn off the radio, turn all noises off, and just go into that place where you remind yourself, focus, focus. And in that case, yeah, the third tool could be to actually have a print out, a tangible vision board, not a board, it can be like a little picture like that, on your dashboard. That reminds you. Now, a special situation occurs with those of us who have trauma. If we have trauma, yeah, severe pain in the past that disrupted certain neural pathways, yeah, that created hardwires, yeah, to, let's say, physical reactions or emotional reactions. And we all have some degree of trauma. But the higher the level of trauma load that we carry around with us, the harder it is to redirect yourself. So you got to picture it like this. Anyone with trauma has sort of a, like the neural pathways connected in a different way than the normal way. For a person without trauma, everything that I just said makes total sense, and they can actually follow through if they can remember it. But for someone with trauma, even the greatest intention of doing that will not work, because their body, their physiology, their nervous system does not allow them to actually consciously observe when, the blockage comes in. So trauma, yeah, you guys have heard of PTSD, post traumatic syndrome, distress syndrome. Sorry guys, I'm not even thinking this way right now. Okay, when your body actually goes into this mode where it blocks out all pain, okay, because it's too much for your system to handle. It saved your life in the moment of going through trauma. But when you are no longer in that situation, yeah, of trauma, and you want to manifest a more positive future, you somehow have to learn ways to bypass that, because now you're dealing with a hardwire, yeah, that puts you into a place of freezing up, for example. Yeah, or attacking everything that is just mildly, challenging you. Yeah, or running away from everything that could require, a little bit more effort, or, a little bit more, present moment awareness. Yeah, you got to understand that trauma does that to us. It takes out all these normal neural pathways that we have to work with things, to adjust, yeah, to form resilience, and builds a hardwire to fight, flight, or freeze. And in order to overcome this, yeah, with these techniques that I am showing you here today, you're going to have to use these command words more often. You're going to have to recultivate and build new neural pathways, yeah, over and over and over again, so that you can bypass the hardwire into fight, flight, or freeze. In other words, I know that many of you come with a pretty heavy trauma load. It seems to kind of coincide with the level of empathy and energetic sensitivity that people have. Okay, you may have to work with this 20 or 30 times a day. It's not just enough to remind yourself in your morning meditation or your evening prayer, because it is literally owning your mind. Your trauma is owning the neural pathways in your brain. So you have to really work this like a daily exercise, yeah, to get yourself out of that place where everything that you do, everything that you envision, everything that you choose is still referring back to the past where you experienced the trauma. And something similar happens with anxiety, yeah, with the fear of the unknown future. So if you're someone who has constant worries and your mind gets constantly pulled into the what if, what if, what if, what if, okay, which basically prevents you from making conscious choices, you need to work this 20, 30 times a day. Focus, focus, focus. Because the inability to hold your focus on what you want will slow you down, guys. It will inhibit you in everything that you try to manifest. Yeah? It creates difficult conditions for your manifestation desires. So you're going to have to become more aware of how this works within yourself. If you have a hard time staying in the present moment, then it is either because of trauma in the past or anxiousness, anxiety toward the future. And that means that you're going to have something tangible to work with. You're going to have something, an item, yeah, sometimes like a wishing stone or something that you can carry in your pocket, yeah, crystal or something can help you with this. Or, like a mini version of your vision board, or simply just a word focus. The word focus to remind you to take a deep breath and arrive back into the moment, in the moment. Because it is in the moment that you lay the foundation stone for the future. Yeah, so if you divide the day up into like 24 hours, and say out of these 24 hours, maybe 16 or 18 hours, you're awake, yeah, let's say 16 hours, you want to focus on that which you want to manifest at least half of the time, guys, at least half of the time. Always keep the target, always keep the vision in the back of your mind. Program yourself every time you breathe in to breathe in your vision, no matter how far away you are from it. But if you keep telling yourself how far away you are from it, how much pain you still have, how hard it is, how little money you have, how this or that is bad, you basically sabotaging yourself from ever being able to manifest it. Okay? So we're going to talk about this a little more tomorrow in the Sacred Self-Healing Workshop. Yeah, you should get the invitation tonight. And if you're not part of the Sacred Self-Healing community, maybe consider it. It's a really beautiful way, yeah, to work with all these things that are happening in our world and all our inner sensations, our inner feelings and perceptions, and discuss this with others, yeah, under the guidance of myself and some of the trained energy workers here that also volunteer to do daily online meditations. It's all free for you guys, yeah, and be part of this group of people, random group of people from all over the world that comes together to cultivate these deeper connections, yeah, these deeper thoughts. All right. So I'm honored to be your guide, and I hope that I can be your guide for many, many more years. Yeah. So I will continue to do the forecasts and the energy talks, yeah, and hope to serve you in this way, to remind you in this way of what you truly desire. The key for mastering December 2023 and the next 2 years is knowing your true heart's desire. Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and for sharing. It's always a joy. I see you very soon. And until then, stay conscious.